Peace family, it's your boy King Obatunda. I'm back again with another episode. In this episode, I have a very, very special guest with me today. She is a Ugandan YouTuber. She's from Canada, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. So go ahead, tell me who you are.
My name is Rachel Nalumu, and like you said, I'm a Ugandan YouTuber, but I'm now based here in Uganda, but I grew up in Canada. Wasn't born there, but grew up there most of my life, like all my life pretty much. And then I kept coming back and forth for the last maybe like 6 years. And then I just made the plunge. Now I'm here.
How did you just decide to move here and stay?
So my actual first visit was when I graduated university. And I think from there I realized, from the minute, like I think I touched down, I was like, oh no, this is home. Like I felt it. I'm like, this is home. Yeah, and before that, we had visited when we were kids, but I didn't really like it that much. I think it was the second visit when we were kids. It was like, okay, like I get it, I guess. I remember wanting to come to high school here, though. I was like over it in Canada. I was just being dramatic. I'm like, I want to go to international school abroad.
Okay.
Didn't happen. Then I graduated, started coming back for fabrics and stuff, and then I knew I always wanted to live here, half there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever you came here to visit, did you guys go to like the village, or you came straight here to the city?
No, we lived in the city. So because I'm in Uganda, my village isn't far. It's like 30 minutes, so there's no reason to really stay. Like my grandma was still alive the first couple of visits, so we would stay with her for like a night. But generally speaking, no, we'd always stay like these areas, bugolobi, wherever.
I wasn't going to ask you your tribe too, so you say you're in Uganda.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you heavily into your culture, or is that something like that's kind of new to you?
No, it was always like we grew up on the food. It was my first language. Like I didn't know English when we went to Canada. Yeah, I only knew Swedish. I knew broken English, Swedish, and because that's where I was born, and Luganda. Like I didn't actually fully know English properly. Now all I know is English.
So what was that like growing up in Canada? You know, speaking those kind of languages, but you don't speak the native languages from Canada.
Well, we were in daycare, so I think that I think in daycare is just people like watching you and stuff. So they just thought we were like these random kids. They'll help. They were like, we'll help you. But other than that, by the time we fully learned English, we were going to school anyway. We were like 3 or 4. Yeah.
So you never faced like any extreme bullying or racism or anything like that?
Because of growing up in Toronto, it's so like diverse, and we were in the city. So I grew up with like Somalian girls and like Nigerian guys and us, and then like some white kids. But like it was very all over the place. So I'm glad that my parents relocated there as opposed to the suburbs immediately. Then we got older, I think about 10 and 11, then we moved out to like the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the weather difference? I mean, because I know Canada's like super cold. I can't even live there.
No. That's why I'm here. But that's a big reason why I'm here. Like, we have the most, I think because we're on the equator, we have the most perfect weather. I would never change that for the world.
Right now it's like an overcast outside, so it's kind of like cool. I wouldn't, kind of chilly. You know, you grab a little light jacket, but this is like the coldest it really gets here. I haven't really experienced any cold now. Kenya is a little different.
Yeah, Kenya, all over Kenya it's different, like drastically, like
really?
East versus like the west side. Yeah,
I've only been to Nairobi, so I've experienced the Nairobi weather.
No, I heard Mombasa, it's just so bad, like it's so hot.
Wow.
Wow. That's nice.
All right, so you moved here to Uganda from Canada. So what things are you doing here? I know you got your own YouTube channel, but aside from that, are you doing anything else?
Just content, like similar to what I would do with YouTube, but a little bit different, I guess, for businesses. And then I have all these ideas, like we have family land I want to start farming on, stuff like that, like little things. There's a lot of research at the moment, more so the execution.
I understand.
But yeah, YouTube is like my baby at the moment.
You gotta get your information together.
Yeah.
So do you do like any modeling or anything like that?
Not really, just mainly if it's related to YouTube, but like doing stuff for businesses on my channel.
Only reason why I seen your Instagram and I was like, wow, you have to
okay, I'm into style content. So my style content is, I guess, that. Yeah. Okay. For brands who are interested, if you're out there, yeah.
I understand. So you do like brand influencing as well?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's pretty cool. Wow, so you have like a long
things are going on. Things are going on here.
Was it easy to get into that kind of style here, or was it like very difficult to get into that life?
In terms of like influencing and stuff? Well, I like call it content creating because influencing is a bit of a different world. Not really. I think the big gap and difference is the pay. Like I was already doing it in Canada. It was just a lot smaller. And in Canada, I think in North America, they saw the value of micro influencers, so they were okay with working with people with small followings as long as you were consistent and you had good content. But what they pay is completely different than what people pay here. Like I made more money there than here, but slowly we'll get there.
I understand. So I want to ask a little question. It's kind of personal, but you don't have to answer if you want to. What's your relationship like? Are you single? Are you with anybody?
Single,
are you getting married?
No, I'm single and dating myself right now. I need to focus on me this year.
Self-love?
Yeah, and self-love and development. And that's my new thing. I think from turning 30, I'm now like, no, I need to like clean up some areas and get focused. So that's my current.
Okay. No, I can understand that. All right, so aside from those things, like last time we did a shoot at your place, and I mean, it was just very extravagant. The whole setup and everything was just...
Really?
It was very professional.
Because of my filming, my lights, all of that. Okay.
So I wanted to know, like, are you going to do like a major setup in the future, like get your own production studio or anything like that, or are you just planning to do this small scale stuff?
No, I want to be big. I want to be I want to be African Oprah.
Wow. Seriously.
Like, I would love to have like a production house, rent out equipment, do the whole night. Yeah, that would be my dream. Right now, I didn't go to school for it, so I'm just really learning as I go. I think you know too. You're just learning as you go. You learn about equipment, you learn about editing, of all these things. So after all these years of knowledge of being on YouTube, it needs to pay off. So yeah, I'm the African Oprah.
All right. So last year, did COVID really affect your business, at all, or was it like consistent? Because I know for some YouTubers, like, it really messed us up, including myself.
How do you feel like it messed you up?
Man, I mean, a lot of my content really slowed down. A lot of things that I wanted to do as far as traveling, it just didn't work out for me at all. And my channel, I kind of focused on that kind of cultural content where I need to travel to go and visit these places and expose that culture, but I wasn't able to do any of it. So I was always wondering, like, people who don't do that kind of traveling, how did their business fare? Was it worse than my situation or was it better?
Oddly enough, I feel like, specifically speaking of just YouTube, I feel like I had like a rebirth. Because for the longest time, before I actually came back, so last October, I was just a beauty and style YouTuber. Like, I had nothing to do with Africa. I would travel here and there and do like vlogs, but like it wasn't anything specific. Then me coming back, I did a lot of, pre-COVID, I did a lot of content of like me sitting in my room talking. So I wasn't really out there. So us being locked down for those 2 months of not going anywhere made me kind of revamp what I wanted. I didn't even know there was a whole Pan-African community. I didn't know there were other YouTubers doing anything. I was just frustrated. I couldn't find information I needed, especially as a Ugandan and as a Canadian. I was just like, okay. So from there, I think COVID gave me a lot of time to get myself organized and be like, what do I want to do and what am I passionate about? And I loved doing my moving to Africa series, so I'm like, let me make it more intentional and out there. And then I came across all y'all from comments.
People actually, O'Shea's the one who told me about you, and I actually didn't even know about a lot of other Pan-African series.
Me neither. It was probably the same where you're just like, this is info I have, let me put it out there. So it was the same, and then all of a sudden I found all these other people. I'm like, oh, it's a whole little mini movement.
But it also took me to come out of my shell because I'm actually a very private person, and sometimes I don't look for other people, and that's my issue. So I wouldn't even know they're there. And
this is all collaborative. Like, YouTube is like collaborative.
Very. So this is a new year, January. It's 2021. What kind of things you got going on?
I want to explore more in terms of YouTube, like more of Uganda, especially being in Uganda. Like, you don't. I feel like be given my village is like 30 minutes away. There's no reason for me to go anywhere else. So all my friends are from all these other great, amazing areas, and I'm like, no, I want to explore them and see more of Uganda. So that's my one thing. And then eventually, like you were saying, like traveling to other countries and just kind of doing similar things. But but just providing quality, valuable content is my focus. I
really appreciate you coming out and doing this video with me and having this conversation.
Here.
Thank you so much. But is there any final thoughts you would like to give to my subscribers as far as like what you have going on your channel, or any information about Rachel Nalumu?
I think like my biggest thing is pushing to people like take that risk. I think COVID taught us that time is there. But you don't know, like the possibility, like anything can happen to shake up your entire world. And I think it's so important that if there's a what if, or there's something that you've always wanted to do, be intentional and make it happen. Like, anything is possible as long as you do the research first. Don't just jump. Have you noticed with a lot of I won't name specifics, but I started coming across other people who'd like moved and they had channels and they had like terrible experiences, and I realized they just didn't do enough research before coming. You've seen it? Yeah.
Even me. That happened.
Yeah. Oh, really? In what way?
My first year here, we didn't know nothing about Uganda. We weren't even supposed to be here. I was traveling with a group.
You had
explained we're supposed to go to Kenya. So we just kind of jumped into it, and we went straight to the western region in Kabale. So we skipped the whole city, like the whole capital and everything. We just went straight to the
You're
west.
like, I'm here.
Yeah, you know, I was a Rasta at the time, so it's like we really just went head first into it, and we learned. We had so many issues, but I completely agree with that.
That is so
Definitely
funny.
do your research.
Okay, I feel like you could do that, and clearly he's a product of the fact that he survived. But I think the majority of people, if you don't have that wit, and I think your background helped.
Yes.
If you don't have that, I really recommend to come a couple of times, like not even a couple, like come a lot of times beforehand. Do your research, financially be prepared, and then show up. But yeah.
Also, do something new each time you come. Don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Uganda has a lot to offer.
I'm a product of doing the same thing. But I'm now learning to go and explore and do more things and get out of my bubble.
Even me, I can be a bit complacent at times. So I definitely am not throwing no shame on anybody. But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on my
Great.
channel and everything.
This is great.
It really was though. Family, if you guys are new to my channel at this time, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this episode, and let me know what you think of my channel. If you have any questions for me in the future, or if you have any questions about things I've done in the past. For everyone else, have a blessed and wonderful day. Peace.